First of all, let me tell you something. Lamont is just full of
Sometimes my mama said, you know, when you don't have nothing nice to say, you should be quiet.
People say that Stephen A. is a coon. You agree with that? Everybody got quiet on that one? Okay, Lamont, go ahead.
Rudy Giuliani practices voodoo. So he put a voodoo hex on my girl, Hillary, and that's why she got woozy. And the Secret Service had to prop her up and put her in the van.
But take us to a break, my dude.
It was voodoo, son.
I don't know about that voodoo.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is Three Black Guys with a Mic.
What's up, fellas?
Are we live?
We live.
'Cause I can't hear nothing.
You can't hear?
I hear you now.
Okay.
Lamont, do you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
I hear you.
Good.
I hear the.
Welcome to Three Black Guys with the Mic. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm sorry, we just had a little technical difficulty. I want to make sure we were all good in the hood. Welcome to Three Black Guys with the Mic. Spun is here. Lamont is here. Maynard is in the building. We got a couple of things we want to talk about tonight. Voting is coming up. What are we, 23 days away?
22.
We're 23 days of
22.
22 days away. 22 days away from who's going to be the next president. Will it be? Will it be? Will it be or will it be? Who will it be? Anyways, can we start with the Lord of the Flies and the VP debate? Can I say something very, very ignorant?
Can we stop you,
my brother? In this bizarro world, nothing's ignorant, my brother.
Can we stop you from saying something ignorant?
My African. Wait, hold up, man. Let me get this. My African dashiki brother.
I'm sorry, I got my dashiki shirt.
No, I think that's more Native American. I think that's more Indian.
No, this is Melanin Black, baby. MelaninBlack.com.
A word?
Do it.
Shout out to Wakanda.
Yes, get you one.
Yeah, so another
Anyways,
brother. Come on, let's go. What you got?
Is it just me, or when I watched the VP debate, I was severely bored. I mean, I was just bored out of my mind. And I just was thinking, can we bring back Trump and Joe just so I could get the shenanigans back? Because Kamala, I love her. She did a great job. And Mike Pence, who I thought did a great job as well, it just was sleepy. It was just boring.
So you weren't entertained, were you saying?
I was not entertained.
Oh,
and
so
I know that this is all of what it's about. It's all entertainment. But I ain't even watch.
I mean, I hate to say this, when Kamala, I want to keep saying Kamala because that sounds more urban to me, but when Kamala was speaking, I kept thinking about Maynard. And the reason why I was thinking about Maynard is, remember he was on this tirade about black women are beautiful and natural hair.
Wait, why is that a tyrant?
Because you know he goes on these rants. But did you see that
black women are not beautiful?
Yeah, not all of them. But did you not see that bad hair extension she had that night? She had some extra hair that she didn't even really need to do. You feel what I'm saying? She's already a beautiful woman. Somebody done suckered the future VP and said, "Girl, you better put a couple more of these extensions in your hair. Go back and look at the tape, Playboy. Look at the tape."
Was it the same hairdresser that she went to that Nancy Pelosi went to in San Francisco?
Yeah, that was in Frisco, wasn't it?
Y'all wrong.
Everybody wants their 5 minutes of fame, man.
Yeah.
So listen, tonight we're gonna try something different. We're going to try to put you. What's up, Lakeisha? Thanks for checking in with us. We're going to try to put you in the show. What's up, Steven Johnson? We are going to try to put you in the show. Now, this is our first time doing this, so if it doesn't work, it's Maynard's fault.
Check the comments, y'all. The link is in the comments. If you're trying to hit us on the phone, if they try to hit us on the phone, make sure you open up the Safari browser.
You said what?
If they try to hit us from their phone, if they click on it, make sure that it opens up the browser on the phone. Hey, okay. Kelly Collins from the hometown.
So
what's up, Kelly?
Go to the link, click the link. If you would like to be on the show and make a comment, then you can click that link. and we will try to put you into the show. Lamont is thoroughly irritated at this moment.
This is going to be all bad. This is that. What do we just got to? What did we talk about before we got on? This is going to be bad. But you know what? This is the train that we're on. Donald Trump's the president. We got a Supreme Court justice. The way they was talking bad about that white woman today, when she was sitting there looking like Bane from Batman. I mean, this is
Bane from Batman.
They didn't talk bad about her.
What? No, Bane was the one with the mask, right?
I have no idea.
Well, the mask guy on Batman. She's sitting there with her little black mask on, and they talking about this white woman like she just everything but a child of God. She had her two little black, little Haitian kids in the back, the two little props. I said, look at her. You got to have some Haitian props. It's 2020 out here. You know what I'm saying?
Why they got to be Haitian props?
Because, listen. Because
they can't be African or.
Nah. I think it may be one or two. I could be exaggerating, but I'm pretty sure I read that one of the adopted children was from Haiti. So that always makes them feel.
I know she has two of them, right?
I think, and maybe it's two, but again, they came from Haiti, so that's their way of feeling better about what their ancestors did to us. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So if you want to be on the show tonight, we would love for you to be on the show. There is a link for you to be on the show. Click that link. It will put you in a queue for you to make a comment on the show. All right? So we would love to hear from you. We would love for you to be on the show. This is something new that we're trying. If it does not work out, then know that this is our first time, and it could be an epic fail or it could be an epic fail. One of the two.
That's all we got? Epic fail and epic fail?
That's all we got. Those are the only two options that we got according to Lamont.
I mean, why not?
What is going? So they was just gonna snatch up Big Gretch, Lamont. They was just gonna grab Big Gretch. Like,
here's what I say. Here's what I say. Big Gretch took her ass down to Teresa's or down to Starters. But you gotta go to one on Plymouth. That's the most safe. You gotta go to the most urban areas of Detroit, and she wouldn't have had no problems. You feel what I'm saying? So while she up there hiding Lansing and hiding Holly and all other kind of places, those militia people at the end of the day, because it may be a couple hundred of them, they ain't coming on 6 Mile and Schaefer. I guarantee you that. They're not going to do that. They're not going to play that game. So
I mean, but everybody was screaming.
The hood was
Gretch,
the most safe place. Huh?
Where all those people that were screaming Big Gretch and giving her the cardies and the blood.
I understand, but they're not going to step up. But if you bring that to 6 Mile and Schaefer, then it was going to be a different conversation. Then I believe that. I believe the black community was the safest place for her. She gonna learn.
And you think that, that the militia boys they won't take it to Teresa's?
No.
God no. Mm-mm.
The unfortunate part, though, Lamont, is neither is Big Gretch. She ain't gonna go to Teresa's.
And she's not that smart, but that's okay. I'm just telling her.
Pull up.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't you remember? Was that Ricochet? Remember Ricochet with Ice-T back in the day?
Was that Ice-T? Yeah.
It was Denzel Washington.
Denzel Washington was in it. I remember that.
Ice-T was in it, wasn't he?
Ice-T was in it.
Wasn't it Ice-T? Come on now. I told you.
Okay, well, we remember the movie. Remember the movie.
Yeah, but if you remember the premise of the movie, the most safest place for Denzel was in the hood. You know what I'm saying? But everybody else was fronting on it. Remember? So, we bash the hood. We do say a lot of not so great things, but there's some safety in there. You know what I mean? But that's just me.
Okay. Hood is safe. We can hide white women in the hood. They're gonna be all right.
Well, that's for white women.
They're not gonna stick out like sore thumbs.
Yeah.
I mean, but I tell you what, if Gretch she decided to hide out in the hood for a couple of weeks, she might wind up with a fatty.
What's a
we
fatty?
Already see where this is going.
Yeah, what's a fatty, man?
Well, there's two types of fatties.
Yeah, what's a fatty? Please.
Which fatty are you talking about?
To me, lamb chops. You gonna put on some extra LBSs? What?
Oh, that's a fatty you're talking about. Okay.
Oh,
I didn't even know people even use those anymore. That's so like 1970s?
You know Maynard. He's stuck in a time warp. You know what I'm saying? He's with the Fly and from Saturday Night Live. Still,
we have a caller.
here we go with this foolishness. You know what? My stomach should have started hurting about 15 minutes ago. I should have backed out of this. This is about to be horrible.
Yo, we got the homegirl Lakeisha's calling in. Lakeisha, let me have you rotate your phone, and we'll bring you on in here in a second. Have you discuss what you want to talk about? But go ahead, Spud.
I'm waiting for Lakeisha now. I want to hear what Lakeisha got to say.
Okay, here we go. We'll just bring Lakeisha on up in here.
Yeah.
There, boom.
Lakeisha?
Hi, everyone.
What's up?
Hold on. I think I might need to switch to my laptop.
All right, we'll
Yeah, all I need is my key.
Lakeisha, Maynard raves about you all the time. Do you know that Maynard raves about you all the time?
No.
Yeah. I mean, he has so many amazing, great things to say about you.
Well, thank you for any kind words.
All right, so what's on your mind tonight, Lakeisha?
Let's see what's on my mind tonight. So we kind of discussed the snooze fest that was
Republican.
No. So we've already discussed the snooze fest that is the VP debates compared to the WWE SmackDown debates of the presidential election. So what I do want to talk about is I'm not a Republican. I have voted for Republicans and I have voted in Republican primaries in the past. And I've also voted for Democrats, here in Virginia and also when I lived in Georgia. My problem with the Democratic Party is when it comes to the Black community, we're kind of always being told, it's not your time, just hang in there. And, they kind of take our votes for granted. They don't have to do anything for our votes because they just, it's automatically the Black people will vote for Democrats. They don't have to work for our votes. So I'm not necessarily opposed, and I've already voted early voting in Virginia. I'm not necessarily opposed to Black people sitting this one out to send a message. Now, I know we have a lot at stake here, but I'm not necessarily opposed to having Black people sit this one out so that we can get what we want.
What is it that we want?
So sometimes I feel like Black people as a community, sometimes we ask for like the bare minimum. Why is it that we're always asking for housing and jobs? White people, they ask for big stuff. We're always, what about the housing and, what about jobs? Then we have to beg to get laws and stuff, passed. I just feel like I am not opposed to sitting this one out so that, as a collective, we can get what we want.
All right, so let's kind of dive into this, Lakeisha, because I'm glad you brought that up. We fought about this 100 times in regards to what Diddy said in regards to his comments regarding, if there's no vote for us, then, we don't necessarily need to participate. I don't know if you've seen, Ice Cube's contract for Black America, in regards to, voting and so forth and so on. So, but the argument is, if we sit it out, isn't that a vote for Donald Trump? Now, I agree with you, but Maynard and Lamont would say that if we sit this one out, that then this is a vote for Donald Trump.
I didn't say that. That's a lie. I didn't say that.
Let them feel the heat. Let them feel the heat.
Guys, can I speak?
Yeah, of course. I wasn't hogging the ball.
If every Black person didn't vote in this election, ain't gonna be no heat. It's gonna be 64 degrees just like it is. Be very clear. I heard somebody say this the other day. The system has been and continuously works the way that it was built to work. The real reality, besides our labor, and labor in 2020 could be a little bit different. It may not be physical labor. It may be our financial labor and what we contribute to this country. But ain't no heat. Like, it's just look at their policies and how they operate on a federal, on a regional, statewide, and even a local level. Some of the stuff for us, it kind of really don't matter. But we talked about this before. Do Black lives really matter? Maybe.
Really?
Not really. So I just don't know if I understand or I agree with the feeling the heat. Nah. Ain't gonna be no heat.
Yeah, I have to disagree because here's the thing. These people, you keep voting them in year after year, election after election cycle, and they do absolutely nothing. So if they want to continue to be in power and benefit however that they're benefiting, then I need something for my vote.
So here's the thing, though.
You're not going to be elected over and over again, and I get nothing. That's not how this works. Now, it may feel
It's
like
not
it
that
works
really
way.
that concerned.
But Lakeisha, that's the Democratic way.
Right.
No, here's the thing.
That's the Democratic way.
We are out here talking about this vote like that's the last thing that we do, that we vote and then we just wait. No, we have to vote and then we have to do the next step. We have to show up. We have to talk to the people that we vote for. We have to let them know that they won't get our vote the next time. If you sit back and say today, well, I'm just not going to vote, and then we turn it over, we're going to give up probably 2 or 3 more justices on the Supreme Court. That's one thing I hear a lot of people say about Democrats, that Democrats have not been focused on the Supreme Court. And if we think for a moment that these people are going to pass legislation that's going to protect our rights to vote, hell, they're taking freaking mailboxes. Can't we just understand that they are trying to disenfranchise us, the Republicans?
What do you mean trying? So, Maynard, you didn't see the line in Cobb County today?
Exactly.
6 hours, bro.
Exactly.
So it's not
and
they
so
try,
what we
it's
have
not
to
they
do
trying,
is,
that's what they're doing.
this is the thing. What we need to adopt some Karenisms in our life. We need to adopt some Karenisms, because Karen will do what? Well, I see some people on the street, I don't like them. We need to adopt that in our life. We need to call our congressmen, call our police officers, make our complaints to the mayor, the city council, to our state reps, our congressional reps, our senators, and so on. If the trash man don't pick the trash up right, we need to call and say, yo, my dude that came to pick up the trash didn't do it right. We need to do that. And what we think is we show up and we vote, and we don't mess around and go and vote the next go at the midterm elections, or we don't vote for the mayors, or we don't show up in primaries or whatever, and we expect that one vote every 4 years is enough. It's not.
So let's
Lakeisha,
talk
we'll give you the
about,
last word.
let's talk about the Electoral College. I wish we could just, get rid of it. I know it's been around since, 1786, 1789, whatever. But, how do you guys feel about the Electoral College? Do we need something new? Should there even be an Electoral College? Should it be based on something else?
How many votes you get?
Yeah, I think we all agree that the Electoral College is...
No, we don't. How do you know I agree with that? You didn't hear me say I agree.
I think Spud, Maynard, and Lakeisha all agree.
There we go. Okay.
That the Electoral College is outdated. It is a vestige of slavery, and it is what helps keep Republicans, helps keep Republicans playing. Let us be clear. We have had one Democratic president, being Barack Obama. We've had Bush, Obama, and now Trump. Both Bush and Trump lost the popular vote and yet still became president, right? Obama not only had to win, he had to blow out the competitor and get the most votes in history just to do so. And so the Electoral College is just a way to keep Republicans in power at this point.
Now, I'm kind of a history scholar, but I don't recollect that any Democrat ever in the history of this country has won strictly through the Electoral College. They've always won on popular vote and Electoral College. Is that correct?
I don't have that information, but I do know on 5 occasions it's went the wrong way, and 3 of them were Republicans that I do know for certain. Lakeisha Felton, everybody, we want to thank you.
Thank you, Lakeisha, for chiming in today. Have a wonderful night. We truly appreciate you for checking in with us.
Who's that white man, man?
That's a white man.
I knew this was gonna be bad. Hey, shout out to Lakeisha. We appreciate you. But you got to vote. Well, she said she voted already. That's cool. But Maynard, but you saw that. You saw that. I don't know if you saw it. I mean, they were in line for 6 hours, bro. Like, and I keep saying to myself, like, my brothers and sisters in Cobb County in Georgia, y'all couldn't get the mail-in joint. You couldn't get the, gonna pick this up, take it to the house, and come back later. We couldn't get that. You know, and I know everybody's situation is different, but that's what I mean. You know, the voting is going. I mean, I heard 4 million to put in already. I heard Kamala say 7 million today. I don't know what the real number is, but people don't put them votes in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But you know, the cool part is. Have you voted
already, Maynard?
I'm sorry.
Have you voted already?
No, I'm going the day of.
Why?
I that's what I love. That's what I like.
And there's Spud. How about you?
Spud voted.
Done.
Yeah, me too.
Put my thing in the box. Yeah. Finish.
But
you ain't gonna have me standing in no line.
No.
Now, I was gonna say, in the suburbs, so you know, it ain't that much of standing in the line, but you know.
Yeah. But I was gonna say, Maynard, what is it that you love about it? Like,
well, I feel like voting is, first of all, I live in a predominantly black precinct. I live in a precinct I'm almost certain has been Democrat all the years I've lived here. And it's communal. So I get to see people that I haven't seen since the last election, maybe. Also, I see little old ladies who need help from the parking lot in. And this year, more than ever, I'm going to be concerned because I know that there are poll watchers out there who are coming from other communities, and they're going to be trying to challenge votes. And I feel like, I should probably be there just in case I see something that I feel like.
Well, are you taking the day off?
You heard Cliff Hayes told y'all last week. It's a holiday.
It's a day off in Virginia. So you going to just post up?
Posting up. I'm going to do 3 hours.
You don't have like barbecue grills and music?
Ain't nobody doing all that. Ain't nobody doing all that. But I'm going to take my 3 hours. I'm going to go vote. I'm going to come home. I'm going to wash my face. I'm going to go back and take my 3-hour shift and just kind of hang out and see, if any, I'm not a poll watcher. I'm not involved with any official capacity, but I ain't going to let nobody mess with nobody. And I've seen that happen.
That's real.
Okay, Lamont, let's go into your feelings, man. Are you in your feelings this week? What are you in your feelings about?
I'm in my feelings about vocational schools.
Vocational schools?
Vocational schools.
Okay.
So I got a little story. When I was in school in Detroit public schools, they call them DPS, we used to always have these group of kids that I knew just at noon. They would get on a bus and they would go to Voc Tech. I didn't know what the hell that was. They would go to, I think it was Randolph and Crockett, where you learn these different vocations. And I was like, okay, that's cool. So, me, I went through the whole regular program, was shipped off to an HBCU, got into a big mountain of debt, great degree and all that, blah, blah, blah. So fast forward, we had some work done in the house. Remember I was telling y'all about that?
Are we talking about Jerry the plumber again?
No, we talk about the Chris the electrician. Shout out to my man Chris. So we had a little electrical issue, and I'm just trying to understand why there no electricians out here. Like, I was calling electricians, and they was like, yo, we got like a 4-week waiting list. I said, excuse me? So we got 4 weeks, 3 weeks, 15 days, 36 days. I mean, this one guy really said, I can call you back in 36 days and see if I can put you on a schedule.
Did you call or your wife called?
I called. Because this was kind of my project to get the electrician part or whatever.
Okay.
So I kept thinking about all of them kids in Voc Tech that learned plumbing and electrical and things of that nature. if they out here getting some of this money and, fast forward 2020 from back in the 1980s, and I'm just like, where are the Voc-Tech kids at? Like, is that still a thing? Because we need some electrical people out here. We need plumbers. We need, other than, we're going to go to college and get this liberal arts degree and hope and pray we get, hired by whomever else to pay 30% of this debt that we're in. And we've been sold this dream that going to Voc-Tech wasn't hot. Because right now, them Voc-Tech kids getting that bread. So shout out to anybody if they in Voc-Tech right now, they got their kid. It's okay, because we need them. Need them bad. So
remember back in the day, and I'm sure it still happens, remember back in the day when you would call the mortgage company or the lending office, and you would say, hey, you know what, I would like to buy a home. And the white, lending officer would say, you know what, we don't have any homes available right now. Oh, really? Because I just drove by and I could have swore I saw a house for sale that I wanted to buy.
Right.
And they said, nope, house has been sold. And then you call your one good white friend. And your one good white friend.
Gotta have one, my God.
Wait a minute.
Said, hey, you know what? I'd like to buy a home. I saw this home while I was driving down the street. Oh my God, absolutely. I will come and show it to you right now. Do you want to meet me? That's the same thing that happened to you with the electricians.
You know what? And I'm gonna keep it a style. You know what? And
they were like, yo, this big black dude, I'm not coming to this black dude's house.
Listen. Here's what's sad, and this is for real. So I'm at the car wash, right? Go to the car wash. I see my man that owned the car wash. Italian brother, mad cool. I said, well, what's going on? How you been? Blah, blah, blah. And I just so happened to tell him, I was like, yo, you got a guy. He's like, yeah, call his number. I called the number, and it just so happened to be one of the numbers that I called before. Well, because I know a guy that said to the other guy and said, tell him I said call, dude showed up. And so it could have been that, because the guy I called for the second time or the third time, he came based off of what another guy said. So you're probably right, Spud. You know what I'm saying? But we need some Voc-Tech out here, man. We need some electricians in training out here in these streets.
Yeah, you need some HVAC. You need all of that stuff.
Yeah.
You need all of that stuff. I mean, and the sad part about it is going into your point about we have been sold a dream that you have to go and get this 4-year degree, which is nothing wrong with that. You have to go get this 4-year degree, and this is what's going to set you on the path of being to make X amount of dollars. But you ignore HVAC or all of these vocational welding, all these trade jobs, and you are ignoring this for what you think is going to get you paid, and it's just a mountain of debt, and it's not really always going to pan out for you to be able to make money. I heard Steve Harvey say, he was talking about one of his guys. He was doing some sort of speech or whatever, but he was saying that one of his guys started out. He went to vocational school, had got his thing in his certificate in HVAC, and just started out just doing one here. Now he has his own HVAC company making $3 to $5 million a year. So it can be done. But I think, and Killer Mike is also has been one of those people who always talks about the importance of vocational schools. That's important because you need that type of stuff, and there's nothing wrong. It's good money.
I think though, I think that people overvalue the idea that overplay the idea that when we say get your education, that we necessarily mean college. Right. We say, you need to get your education. Your education may be Voc-Tech. It may be becoming a plumber. It may be becoming. So I hate that when people say, oh, we talk about going to college and they poo-poo that idea, but then we don't say education, and not that education is not always a 4-year college program. Now, I would also say that when we get education, even when you hear it, when you're in 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th grade as a child, your parents are telling you, learn how to count, learn how to speak English. The worst thing, I had an employee, we worked together at Radio 1 together. You know this gentleman. I'm not going to tell you his name, or at least not on the air. I won't embarrass him.
Why not? Come on, man. You know everything out the box.
All right, it was Lamont Hayes, and no, we had this guy, and he brought me his wife's resume, and she was trying to get a job, and it was written like I was concerned, like, yo, is she on the spectrum? Like, I'm not sure what's going on because it was written so poorly. I was like, this couldn't be an adult. And when you go out in the world, I had a student last semester at the university, and it wasn't about education. It was about being educated. You know what I mean? Let me not say that. Not educated. It wasn't about education. It was about being schooled. My man when I was saying, look, we are doing interviews. I do television production. I do audio production. I do advanced TV production. So we got a full studio and everything. We're going to interview someone from outside of the university. They're going to come on the campus. They're going to sit down, and we're going to run this interview. And you smell like all the weed. You're not schooled.
Is that a problem?
Yes. You don't know. Because the man that was coming, he had the ability to give other people jobs. And when he walks up and he says, he meets these people for the first time, he's making opinions. And if you think, well, I don't want a job, I'm gonna tell you a secret. You do want a job. You know, you may think you're gonna be. Hold on one second, Mr. Vice President. Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking, Mr. Vice President. I'm speaking, Mr. Vice President. I'm speaking, sir.
I'll let you get your call in. So let me get this point. Since you said we can't smoke like weed, so why are you complaining when certain companies say, well, that hairdo that you have with all of that stuff, can you do something with that to the black woman? Is that not the same thing?
It's not the same thing.
Okay.
We don't hair test.
So Joy Ann Reid can continue to go on the nightly news with her hair like that?
Yeah, is that what you're saying?
Yes,
man?
that's exactly how she came out of the womb.
I'm just asking.
But what I'm saying is, you can wear your hair one way, or you can wear certain clothes.
That was an utter lie, Spud. She did not come out the womb like that.
Well, her hair grows the way her hair grows. But
that's a lie, man. No, her hair was style. And
okay, Lamont, you going too far.
You just lied and said that's how she came out the womb, and you let it flow so easily. It's almost like Donald Trump. So how do I know what to believe or not?
But Maynard, you know, let's go where you're going. Millennials, let's just speak because I don't know how old this guy was, but I'm just going to say millennials, right? Millennials believe, or the next generation, millennials, believe that there is a certain respect you should give them for being who they are. They feel like it's okay for them to be able to come to the actual interview with the pants sagging and the t-shirt and smelling like weed, and you should give me the job. Because I'm sure where your point is, no one's schooling them.
Right. And you can feel...
Let me just make this one point and I'm done. Which is a bigger issue. It's not really an issue, but it's an issue. But your skills, money that you paid to go to college, your blood, sweat, and tears, your studying, all is predicated based off an individual's opinion about you. It's not always about your skills and your talent. It's about, oh, do you look good? Don't mean that, you know what I'm saying? I could do the job hand over foot. Just because I like to smoke weed don't mean I can't do the job. Why do I have to? Most of these people are not getting jobs because of the opinion that people have about who they are. Now, you don't know this woman. She could have been the best salesperson you ever had.
That could have been.
But because she had a sloppy resume, you could have missed out on somebody who was a moneymaker.
True. But, you have to take, we always say these things. Let's be real. I got this sitting right over here. Lamont said we can't drink on the air no more.
Well,
no. That's no. This is what we call a train wreck. So we can do whatever we want.
Like you already drank. That glass was empty.
I drank that way before y'all showed up.
So you drank it before?
Oh, yeah.
You drank it before. I said, you know what? I'm not gonna get drunk on the show anymore. I'm gonna get drunk before the show.
I'm gonna get drunk before the show.
I mean, what?
But no, we understand that we have to school our folks on what it takes. Because look, this young man is an intelligent young man. He's a nice kid. He had a little bit of a chip on the shoulder when I pulled his coat to it. But people are always making opinions, and they're always making deliberations on you. And that's just what it is. That's how the world operates, period, end of story.
Yeah, but it shouldn't operate that way.
It should operate that way.
No, it should not.
Yes, it should.
Somebody could be dealing with a plethora of issues. It doesn't mean that they can't perform the job. It doesn't mean that they can't act right on the job. I just think that it's, you know, it really, to me, it really is foul. Now, let me just, it's foul, in my opinion, that you're selling someone on your appearance, backed by what a piece of paper says. None of that has nothing to do with your skills or your work ethic, right? You have a master's degree. It does not mean that you can't go and become in television and TV, right? But if Joe Biden called you or Kamala Harris called you to be able to run their political campaign, could you do it?
Sure.
But because you don't have those skills in that area, they basically say, oh, well, shoot.
Well,
you ain't never done this before. That means you can't do it now. No, I can do it. Show me how to do it. Let's get it done.
Well,
let's make it happen.
Let's make sure that we understand something. Whatever you get a degree in, you know, Lamont doesn't have a bachelor's degree from TSU in record industry, right? He took the information that he learned at TSU and applied it to an industry that he wanted to be in. He also spent time in that industry to get there.
Nah, not really, but we can get to that later. Okay. You know, I say this all the time. I am very glad and happy that I had that experience at TSU. But here's the reality, and here's where I think universities fail or have failed and continue to fail. The reason that I was able to, you know, break into the music industry was based upon people skills, being able to, just like
relationships.
Yeah, relationship building, being able to communicate with someone. And like we talking about, Maynard, even if I never smoked weed, but even if I was a weed smoker, by me just having a casual conversation, that's offensive to someone else. So you're right. That's something, and I'm not going to say I learned it in the classroom, but it did put me in certain situations to where I was able to build relationships, be able to, you know, experience different things that I probably wouldn't have experienced at that time in Detroit. So I think from that perspective, all of the experiences outside of the classroom was what was beneficial to me.
You were a business major, right, Lamont?
I'm sorry?
You were a business major?
Yes, accounting and business law.
Mm-hmm. Now, let me ask you a question, because this may be different. I know at A&T, at a time in the past, and I'm not sure now, but my uncle, he was a graduate from A&T, and he said, he was a business major, and he said, when they came to any of their business classes, they had to be dressed, shirt and tie, period, end of story. They did not allow the students to come to business classes. Now, if you went to your gym class or you went to the history class, they might not check on you in that. But they were preparing them to go out and do business. At Hampton University, I do remember there was a time when they had a dress code of sorts to try to keep people that way. And I do know that at some point at Norfolk State University in the mass comm department, where we basically took mass comm so that we could avoid math, at least that was my reason at the time, that we still had, like, on today, we're going to have people show up. And when they show up, you get to be in the room with, at the time, Dr. James, who was, you know, he's still with us, but you get to be in the room with David Brinkley. You get to be in the room with Mike Tirico. You get to be, if you are wearing a tie, because we're preparing you to build relationships and interface with people. And that was some training, you know. And that doesn't mean that was what all of college is. That's not all of the reason why I owe money to Sally Mae. I certainly did use a lot of what I learned to grow my career, but the relationship building part and understanding people from different places did if I had just stuck with the kids I grew up with, I wouldn't have been able to go a lot of the places I've been. Not that they're bad kids, but I just didn't know anything. I remember thinking when I left here that Applebee's was a phenomenal restaurant.
So let me ask you this, Maynard, and I'm just curious.
Applebee's is a phenomenal restaurant.
No, it's not. So Maynard, when you were in college, were you targeted by credit card companies?
Yeah.
And that was the one thing until after the fact in life that really pissed me off, because I remember going to the student union and there were these credit card companies there. And at the time, I didn't know any better. And I said this to my man the other day. We were talking about, I remember having like a Circuit City card. I'm in the dorm. What do I need a card from Circuit City for? But I had to have the bumping speakers. And
had to have a cordless phone?
Yeah, of course. No. I had the bag phone, my guy.
Oh,
you know
what?
Yeah, I had the phone in the bag.
Pimping.
So that was, again, after the fact, of me going through those experiences. And I guess you have to learn and understand, like, why were they giving us credit cards at like 19 or 18? You feel what I'm saying?
Because they know that you were going to mess them up.
Huh?
They know that you were going to mess them up.
Yeah,
It's the same reason why they market to, young babies right now, where they give them the doll and the purse with the name brand, with the Visa card in it. It's all conditioning. It's conditioning. Anyways, going to Lakeisha's point, Lakeisha, said, what's the solution? There is really honestly no solution. I just wanted to just make that point. I'm glad that you pulled the young brother aside. I think we should continue to pull young brothers aside if we can, if they're open to listening. The younger generation nowadays do things totally, totally different. I don't even get it. I wish I don't even get it. But today, if I went to a job interview, I would still put on a suit. But I remember, here's a perfect example. I hired a guy, bless his heart. He came to the interview, and when I tell you, he had to have pulled the suit from the bottom of the laundry basket, all right?
The clothes
the
hamper.
bottom of it. Didn't iron it. The shirt, too.
Check it out.
He didn't even shake it out. He just was like, yo, I'm going to the interview. And I just looked at him like, did you really not iron the suit? But I still gave him the job because, in my opinion, I was like, he showed up.
Right.
He showed up on time. He's hungry. He's ready to work. And I think that sometimes we got to look beyond those little small things that discredit you from the mind's eye than what the actual person can do. And that person was one of the greatest people who ever worked with me, before.
And I get that. I don't have a problem with that. Here's the thing. Just last thing, and I won't belabor it.
Okay, yeah, because we can move on after this. Sorry.
If somebody came to get a job and they smelled of alcohol, you would assume that maybe they've been drinking right before the job, right? Would you hire somebody to work in your business that was drunk at the time that they came to the interview?
I don't know. Probably not.
Okay.
But
so that's one. Now, to somebody who may or may not smoke weed, if you smelled I remember in like 11th grade, they were like, look, groom yourself, make sure your hair looks nice and cut your fingernails and put on a suit and tie and don't wear too much cologne because that can be offensive because people can smell. You come in the room and you smell like you fell into a cologne bath. That's offensive. You did too much. Okay, fine. I understood that. So if I can, from 10 or 15 feet away, I can smell you smell like weed, you did too much. 1. 2, there is a reasonable assumption that you came to work high. So would you hire somebody who came to your job high?
Let me go to Kelly's point, right? Kelly said about mentorship. But Maynard, these kids don't know.
They don't. Nobody tells
them. They don't know.
Mm-hmm.
No one has said to them, you know what?
That's false. That's false. Let me explain it this way. There are lots of kids who don't know. This kid got all the way. This kid got all the way from some other city, some other state, through somebody's high school, and came all the way, and is now a junior in college. Somebody has checked him before. He just.
Where's the assumption at? Why would you assume that somebody's checked him before?
Because he goes to my university, and we don't play that.
Okay. Most kids, they don't know. They don't know no better. So unfortunately, they think it is okay. In their mind, they got a mom that's probably strung out. They probably got 2 or 3 kids. I mean, they probably got 2 or 3 brothers and sisters that they're trying to. They don't know. They like, yo, all I know is one of the 2 things need to happen. I got to get a job because I got to take care of my brothers and sisters, or either I got to get a job because I want to floss. One of the 2, I need a job. So I'm about to walk up in this joint, and I'm about to ask them if they got a job or an application or whatever. 9 times out of 10, what's even more crazy is that when they come back for the interview, the person is interviewing them for the job. They don't even tell them, yo, this is how you should come. Make sure that you know what I'm saying. When you come prepared, come bring this, bring that, blah, blah. They don't know. And I'm not excusing it.
Listen, I would get that if we weren't talking about it's one thing, some kid that grew up across the street from the university and has taken a class or 2 that may or may not have whatever kind of whatever. This kid, even if he was the poorest of poor children, got to a university and he's paying out-of-state tuition. It's like $25,000 a year. He didn't get here. He didn't drive here. Magic dust, all that. That didn't happen. I'm not talking about the kid that's fresh out of the projects and just trying to find a job. He's a junior in college.
Yeah, but they don't have to be fresh out of the projects and not know. Not knowing is
somebody
not
told that kid. He just decided because it seems like it's accepted, he's going to exploit the opportunity. But it's wrong, and we know it's wrong, and that's why I checked him.
Well, you keep checking him then.
Yeah. So where's this little kid at now? He's still somewhere smoking weed, right?
Well, unfortunately. And it was audio production, and he had the nerve to tell me.
The question, man. Where's the little kid now?
I haven't seen him this semester. We haven't seen anybody this semester face to face, so I don't know. But he tried to tell me in audio production that he gets paid. I get paid for making beats, and I was like, oh, okay. Well, make us a beat.
But they do get paid for making beats.
Yeah, but I was like, well, make us a beat.
He probably does.
Well, make us a beat. We're gonna do a show here. Let's make us a beat. And he didn't know the first part about the first step. So
you weren't paying, so man, he's not going to give you his talent.
No, he didn't know. I didn't want to get into that part with him. So go ahead, Spud. You sir, are in charge.
I was about to say, wait, what?
That's his way of saying, you know what, Lamont, blankety blank off. I got you, man. I'm not offended. It ain't gonna hurt my feelings.
This week or next week, moving forward, we are putting people in the show. If you're just joining us and you want to be a part of the show and make a comment live on our show on 3 Black Guys with the Mic, all you have to do is click the link inside of the actual comments, and you can be on the show. We'll put you in queue and actually put you on the show. Just click the link in the actual comments, and you can be on the show. Let's go to a couple of these care or don't cares, because I'm very, very curious to know. Ebony K. Williams, Housewives? How does that even happen?
Bad look.
How does Ebony K. Williams go from Fox News to Revolt? Revolt? To the Housewives? Now, I ain't mad at your hustle and your jumps. You know, I understand that the Revolt check was probably the in-between check. I ain't mad at that. We all got to take in-between checks every now and then. But you went from Fox to Revolt to the Housewives?
It's bad for the brand. It might be good for the pocket, but bad for the brand. I'm no longer a fan.
State of the Culture? Is State of the Culture even on?
Can State of the Culture stay on?
I don't know. I don't watch it. But, I mean, is she still going to be doing her, is she still going to be doing her little show on Revolt and she's on the Housewives?
Did you say little show?
It's a little show. It's a little show.
That's
I'm not
mad
even hating.
disrespectful.
That's not a shot at Ellie K. Williams because I like her. I even like her a lot more since I've seen her on Revolted on the Breakfast Club because, you know, it gave me a real sense of who she was and not the Fox view. But
So is this a Charlemagne play? Because you know that's Charlemagne's homegirl.
not to the Housewives.
You never know. Charlemagne got a little
No,
juice
that
out
gotta
of
be
it.
an Andy Cohen play right there.
Well, he
Yeah,
probably
that's-
called Andy.
She got a white husband, don't she?
Housewives.
Her too?
Is she married?
Her?
I
She
think
like
so.
Kamala?
Yeah, she's married. I think she got a white husband.
Oh, she's like
I
Kamala.
would be very, very curious. I don't know if she would be the first black woman on the Real Housewives of New York with the black husband. That would be very interesting.
Yo, it's bad for the brand. I think it's a bad idea, but I don't care otherwise.
I mean, neither do I. I was just curious. So, what about the debates? I mean, are the debates something that we need, or would you rather see the town halls separate than the actual debates?
I'm relieved. I didn't need another one of those again.
I did. I wanted to see the show again.
He's black, Spud. He's black. He's black.
Oh, good. Okay. All right. My bad.
Black. She got a black one. Okay.
I didn't need to see another debate. That was foolish. And I think that Donald Trump pulled a fake move, basically. Like, yo, you got the COVID. We can't have you around. Oh, I won't do it if we can't be in the same room. That was just his way of saying, I don't want to show up because I really ain't got nothing to say.
I don't think he has the COVID.
Maybe not.
I'm gonna go. I'm willing to put $100 on the COVID story.
So
real.
let me ask you this. So what about everybody else? Because here's what I didn't know. So I didn't know that Kellyanne Conway's husband is part of the Lincoln Project. That he part of that crew, right? So I just can't believe that Donald could get everybody else in on the lie. Kellyanne ain't gonna say it. We ain't seen Jersey guy. We ain't seen Christie. He been in a hospital like ain't nobody seen him, dog. I heard they looking for him for real. So some of
But that doesn't mean that they contracted it from Donald Trump.
Okay. So somebody got it. Everybody's not faking.
Yeah. You're right. Everybody can't be faking.
The president got it. I just can't see it. I just cannot see how you go and say you have COVID. You get on the airplane. On the helicopter. You go to Walter Reed.
Whoa, Lamont, what's the deal, my dude?
You get into the Walter Reed.
That's his call.
You get into Walter Reed. Then you say, you know what? Let's go for a ride. You get in the car. You go for a ride. You leave the next day.
Let me tell you what
you get back in the copter. You get back to the White House, and you take off the mask. Now
so you telling me all
ever.
those doctors, they are jeopardizing their what do you call it, Maynard? Their Hippocratic oath for them to say that
who cares? Who cares? They don't care. They already probably got a bag already. They're gonna work for the rest. If Donald Trump gets elected again, where are they gonna go? They're not going anywhere. They're not gonna get fired.
Now here's the thing, though. I thought this through for a minute, and the only reason why I'm sitting here saying that that probably is not is that. So think about this. Trump Jr. and the guy and the person from Russia, whatever, had a secret meeting. We found out about that. Donald Trump was on the airplane saying, I'm going to write the information about what the secret meeting was supposed to be about, even though he wasn't there. We found out about that. We found out about that this guy, Mike Flynn, is having conversations with the Russians. What am I saying? I'm saying that they don't do scandal well. They suck.
They're not that smart.
They're not that smart. And so somebody, when he says, you know what, I'm a fake having COVID, there had to be 10 people on this team that said, whoa, listen.
Hold up, nigga.
You a little hot right now? This is not your time to be out here, pumping the pack on the street.
But you don't listen to nobody, Maynard. He could have just been like, look, we gonna do this up, and we gonna let the people know because my COVID numbers is down, my poll numbers is down on the COVID. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna tell all the people exactly what it was. We can beat this thing, and we're gonna beat this thing, and everybody's gonna go to the polls.
But he's not gaining no ground, Spud.
Yeah.
It didn't work. Where is it working?
It ain't working.
It ain't working. Because at the end of the day,
have you seen the man with any symptoms?
No, I got you. Here's what I'm saying. Here's the reality, and Maynard helped me out with this. And whether you believe in polls or not, for the past 30, 60 days, dude been down in the polls, correct? He ain't moved.
Double digits.
He moved up. So all of the shenanigans, none of it's work. Now, yeah, we can talk about what we talked about earlier. I forget the young lady's name. You know, Joe gonna get that popular. You feel what I'm saying? The play that they're gonna play is, just like my man Bill Maher said the other day, the reality is our elections are really handled by a middleman. We need to worry about the middleman who's going to be in the middle of our elections. Because Joe gonna get the popular, hands down. Ain't no question about that.
Okay.
I don't know. I think he got it. I think he had it. I think his ego wouldn't let him. I think Melania, her saying it, she ain't going for that, bro.
Here's the other thing. Faking that you have
nobody
COVID.
seen Melania. You don't even know if you got it or not.
But faking that you have COVID is in the middle of this pandemic. Faking that you have COVID is not smart. That was.
He's not smart. We're not talking about somebody who's rational here, Maynard.
But somebody came at him and said, "Yo, my dude, this is not a good idea. I think we should probably let's do this. Let's find a horse and you give it mouth-to-mouth resuscitation and we get video of that and you save the horse's life. Let's do something else."
You had the flu before, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. When you had the flu, how many times did you get in your car and ride around your neighborhood?
Never. Well, I probably did it a lot actually, because I get the flu. I go to Walgreens.
Do you know that has had COVID was in and out of the room in the hospitals? I mean, everybody has been hit by the thing. If you get COVID, from my understanding, from what the Fauci's are saying, from what the Deborah Birx, who knows where she is, Deborah Birx is saying, you got to sit your butt down for 10 to 14 days.
So
this man is doing campaign rallies.
But let's be honest. What does Donald Trump, this is what we should just do. This is what we should do. Go and listen, Trump, this is what we're going to do. You're going to lose the election. You're going to back out, whatever. You're not going to be president again. But we're going to give you a parade every month where you get to ride around any state you want to ride around. Because that's all he did with the damn getting in the car and riding around the hospital. He just wanted a parade. The man wants a parade. Give the man a damn parade. And let him just, people throw popcorn at him and the candy out the window and some elephants and some military men chase him down the street. That's all he wants.
Okay. All right. Sorry, this was a show, y'all. This was not the show we were.
Did we hit any topics? Did we hit any of those?
No.
None of them?
We hit the debates.
No, we had no topics.
We didn't hit shit, right? We just out
hit
here.
one topic.
Train wreck.
Sorry, y'all.
Yeah, no problem.
But thank you to Lakeisha for joining us today. Hopefully next week you guys will join us on the show. We'll do it again next week, next Monday, at 7:00. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend about the show. Hit the like button on Facebook. Thumbs up button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. And yeah. Go to soundcloud.com/3blackguys with the mic and subscribe. We'll do it again next week.
Can you hit them with a go vote, please, or something?
Go vote.
Oh, right. We got 22 days. Go vote. Go vote. Go vote. Go vote.
And you can do it now. Wait. You don't have to be like Maynard and wait and have a chicken wing cookout in the parking lot of the high school. And
why do you have to slander me so? Hold on. I didn't get a chance to get my cactus.
Early vote.
I want to get my cactus.
Vote. It's the wobble now.
Lamont,
the wobble. I'm sorry, the wobble.
Lamont,
do the wobble now.
I don't like giving the cactus to black folks.
Yeah.
But you, sir, you get a cactus.
I say big girls. What's
Wait a minute. That man gonna have a speaker in his trunk. Yeah, he gonna have a speaker in his trunk. You know, stuff in there. Yeah, I know where we at, man.
Man.
Why are you trying to play me, man?
No. I'm gonna keep it 1,000. And I know we supposed to be wrapping up, but whatever. This is no. I honestly had this talk with my wife because we were talking about Spud about the whole voting in person ballot day, and she talked about how even when she was growing up, even with her parents, that was a thing. You know what I mean? So I get it. There was a nostalgia thing about on election day, standing in line, going into the booth because, their parents experienced such real voter suppression. You feel what I'm saying? Even they probably dealt with it. So it was like a thing, you know what I mean? But I think just like with the millennials, I think my generation and beyond are understanding that, you know what? We don't necessarily have to do it the way that it was done before, as long as we do it. I'm not agreeing with what, our lovely phone-in guests with the sitting out, even though it don't matter, but we still got to vote. So whether it's in person, whether it's I saw my lovely cousin on here talk about how in Georgia they don't trust the mail. Well, that's fine. Go to City Hall. You ain't got to put it in the mailbox. You know what I'm saying? There's so many different ways that you can get that ballot to where it needs to go. You know what I'm saying? Without having to wait to the last minute. Because at the end of the day, like it was said the other day, we ain't gonna know who the president is on the night of November 4th.
Don't be so sure.
No, we not. No, it's not possible.
It is. Let me explain this. Hold on. Wait a minute.
Projections, my guy.
Wait a minute. If, particularly in a handful of states, Florida, for instance, recount is around 0.5%. If we get to a point where it's a 7 or 8% spread between the two, and that they know the number of outstanding ballots, if that doesn't can't equal the 7 or 8%, they can call Florida. He loses Florida.
But your homeboy ain't gonna call it. It don't work until he call it, right?
Well, the Secretary of State. The Secretary of State, okay. But if he loses Florida, it's pretty much a wrap. If Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin have a certain number of outstanding ballots that have not come in, but the spread is what the polls are suggesting that they're 10%, and the number of outstanding ballots might only equate to 3 or 4%. It's a wrap. But that just requires that it's a blowout, and that's the main thing. But all right, that's it.
We will see on election day. You guys have a fantastic night. Be safe out there. Go vote. Take care of one another, man. We'll talk to you again next Monday, 7 p.m. right here on Facebook Live. It's 3 Black Guys with the Mic.
Roll that weed up.
Yeah. Blaze.